Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is Cordant. We are back for some more Rogue Trader. So we are in the Valancius Palace, or actually we're in the Valancius Palace area. We are actually about to enter the Valancius Palace. I will be bringing Mr. Heinrich von Kallax with me because he said he had something to talk about based on someone we met in this area. And just so I wouldn't be bringing him with us at level 14, which was the level he was at, I leveled him up. Nothing too fancy. I even considered respecking him, but to be honest, I don't expect to take him for that very long time, so I don't think it matters too much. In any case, I continued leveling him up as a warrior, and then I gave him some levels in Arch Militant as well, because I am loving the Arch Militant archetype. Just for a quick overview of what I did here, I gave him Cautious Approach just to make sure he can be a little bit tankier in the front line. I gave him Always Ready for versatility. This is always gonna happen. I gave him some Strength, Psi Rating 2, which is also important, Agility, Warp Speed, because I think it's gonna help him and other people as well, if needed. Dual Weapon Combat, because I do want to try out how this one is going to work. Lore Xenos, and then Arms Master, which can couple up with this one, I believe. So killing an enemy with a melee attack makes all the Arch Militant's range attacks this turn cost -1 AP, and vice versa, does not stack. So this is essentially his level up. He's kind of a weirdly leveled up character up to this point, but again, I don't think he matters too much. I also gave him some items. I can go over them because I forgot before I pressed the button. Let me just go over these. I gave him this cool sword we picked up some time back. Basically, this sword deals an additional psi rating damage. Kind of cool. I gave him a last pistol to be his sidearm here. He still has a staff as his secondary weapon to see if we can make use of Siphon Life. Sin Skin. Probably he would like to have better armor, but I will kind of try to make him more of a dodge-based character rather than a armor and deflection character, which is what Abelard already is. Camaraderie badge, I don't even see this being relevant. If he crits with the pistol, next attack with the pistol costs 0, plus 10 to strength, parry reduction and armor penetration from melee attacks, and more agility and more athletics. Nothing very out of the ordinary here. Let's carry on. Oh, cutscene already, okay. Welcome, your lordship. Let me inform you of the location of the chambers on your dynastic estate. The main throne room is up the stairs and straight ahead. Your subject, Achilles Calendar, informed me that he humbly awaits the opportunity to meet you there. If your lordship wishes to rest after your long journey, then your personal chambers are up the stairs and on the right. Okay. Is that Pascal? If you need anything, whatever your soul desires, I'll be right next to your chambers, eagerly awaiting your orders. Okay, thank you very much. So, I want to go... Whoop. I actually want the goods. Okay, so let's see what I can find here. Up the stairs. Okay, and my chambers should be here. Just curious to see what they have.
Something.
Hidden good. Oh. Breeze Catcher Boots. Whenever the wearer moves through a cell occupied by an enemy, the wearer gains plus 15% dodge against that enemy's attacks until the wearer's next turn. Okay. I'll never really use them. Some cargo. Oh, pretty. The cogitator is producing rhythmic sounds, among which a faint ringing stands out. The remains of a plaque can be seen on the frame. Alas, the inscription is completely indistinguishable due to the patina. There is a faint mark on the polished mantelpiece, which was likely left by a glass. Oh, come on, I have to lockpick my own lock, or my own safe. A sturdy safe equipped with several bizarre mechanisms. This antique piece of furniture is obviously well cared for, but its surface is still covered with a lot of scuffs, scratches and stains. Traces of the previous rogue traders who sat at this table. Actually, it makes sense. Because if this was for Theodora, she would know the combination, but not me. Electrified shard net. Interesting. Okay, well, let's try this. Good. Ooh, multi-melter. What is this? 21 to 28 with 60% armor penetration. God damn. Rate of fire 1, range 4, max ammo 4, single shot and scorching attack, costing 3. This actually looks good. Huh. Do you want this, Abelard? For me to give him this, we would lose out on our weapon plus last pistol. And I did give him Arms Master, right? Yeah, I did. Killing an enemy with a melee attack makes all the arch-military trade attacks this turn cost -1 AP and vice versa. I mean, it doesn't necessarily mean that I cannot use that. I can try it out. I don't think it's gonna work out, but I will try it out. Sure. That is a big ass weapon. Look at that. Damn. Okay. A balcony. And this other door leads to my bedroom. Oh, by bringing your hand to the scan panel behind the books, you open a hidden door. The bed for the head of a rogue trader dynasty is befitting the status of its owner. It's quite regal. What do you have here? Oh, das Gudens. The shelves of the library are laden with dusty tomes. Your eyes linger on the works of several administrative adepts and the memoirs of some unfamiliar explorer of distant death worlds. Oh, okay. A mysterious item undoubtedly created by inhuman hands. The head of a Xenos. Okay, just cargo. Just cargo. Come on, give me something unique. The mysterious Xenos artifact rests in a stasis field. What is that? A mysterious item undoubtedly created by inhuman hands. No. There is a lot of stuff here. Oh! Plasma Shaper Gloves. These gloves grant the wearer a +10 bonus tech use. Nice. They also increase the damage of plasma weapons by 3. I like it. And the Zealot Cloak. Victor Saltspire. When the wearer hits an ally with an area attack, the wearer gains +1 stack of the Zealot effect until the end of combat. The wearer deals 10% more damage with their area attacks for each stack of the Zealot effect. That's interesting. That is interesting. And this Plasma Shaper Gloves, I think they can go for Pascal. Yep. What was this? Ah, the Zealot Cloak, yeah. Okay. More cargo. Inhuman hands. An empty glass and 3 unopened bottles of wine from... sit on a finely crafted table made of dark marbled wood. The sumptuous couch upholsters in fine cloth that appears garish in the mellow lighting does not look comfortable. The rare books arrayed on these shelves with their lavish, almost pretentious bindings seem to be identical. Weird. Crackling and a barely audible plaintive melody come from the old worn speakers. And we can sit down. Oh, This secret room is remarkably quiet and almost homely. Perhaps your predecessor used it when she sought complete solitude. Listening to the muted melody coming from the Vox speaker, you can easily imagine Theodora reading a book with a glass of expensive wine in hand. Okay, so let's choose a book. Several books are stacked next to the sofa. Some appear ancient, while others look like they have never been opened. Among Theodora's data that has been restored using your cogitator is the phrase Litanies of the Motive Force. Yeah, I had this written down. Don't remember why, but I did. It is the title of one of the books here. Okay, so I want that one. As you pick up the book, a hidden button in its spine clicks under your finger. But it doesn't say anything else. Let's change the music. The vid screen of the data slate before you displays the name of several Vox symphonies. Recognize the melody that is playing right now. It is the first of 36 parts of the Symphony of Honor and Duty. Let's choose Ode to the Most Holy Inquisition. You hear a loud click inside the Vox speakers and the piece that was playing earlier starts anew. A siren shatters the tranquil atmosphere in the room. Alarms have been sounded. Oh no. Wait, but I didn't... Wait. Is it because I changed the music? In the name of the rogue trader House of von Valancius, whoever has entered his lordship's chambers will be eliminated. But it's me. Your lordship? Deepest apologies for the intrusion. Do you require any assistance? But on second thought, we had better just leave you in peace. Yes. So what? Because I changed the music, this happened? Really? What if I pick the Symphony of Honor and Duty Part 2? The music in the speakers momentarily grows louder, filling the entire room, then goes back to normal, seemingly without any change. So what was that? Is it because she thought that if anybody wanted to hear the ode to the Holy Inquisition, it's because it's an intruder? That could be interesting. Have a glass of wine. 3 sealed bottles sit on a sturdy-looking low table. They are labeled Grand Master's Blood, Boon of Terror, and Flame of Purity. You recall the vision of the past that Idida told you about. She said Theodora's favorite wine was Flame of Purity. Oh, this is a puzzle! This is a puzzle. So I know the book, I know the wine, but I don't know the music. Okay, Flame of Purity. The wine fills the glass, glittering in the dim light of the room like liquid gold. Its tangy flavor burns your throat, leaving behind a spicy, biting aftertaste. You hear a short, faint hum as an unseen motor stirs into motion. Oh, I didn't know this. The room responds to your actions with a quiet grinding sound, and a small nook reveals itself in the nearby wall. Inside, you find a databank bearing the von Valancius coat of arms. So, wait, is the music irrelevant? It grows louder, filling the entire room, then goes back to normal. Okay. Databank from Dargonus. An engraved data drive found in a cache on Dargonus. The information it contains has been carefully encrypted. This is something to give to Pascal, maybe? Okay, so yeah, I don't have a choice to choose the music again. So I'm thinking that maybe I picked the right one by accident? Or it didn't matter, but I guess that... Okay. I see. I think when I chose the wrong thing, the painting gassed me, and I was counted as an intruder. But since I picked the correct wine and the correct book, it gave me the thing. I don't know. It seems to be that way. Okay, I like that. I wasn't really aware of what was going on for the most part, but I think it worked fine. Okay, so we're back over here. Let's go and meet this guy. Where is he? Clementia, Idida, Aristocrat. Pascal is over there. The Von Valancius dynasty throne, a visible symbol of the Rogue Trader's power, which now belongs to you. So, talk to Achilles. Yes. But what was the other thing? Was it a rumor? Race to the top. Oh. I mean, sure. The governance on agents seek rare and valuable minerals that will help for links industry to grow and prosper. I don't really have a need for more profit factor right now, which seems kind of strange to say. But I will keep this for now. See if I have other uses for adamantine before I choose this. But what did I complete? That's what's confusing me. It was this one, wasn't it? Ah, yeah. Okay, yeah, so find the hidden cache on Kavagama and find the hidden cache on Dragonis. Okay. Maybe someone who knew her well might be able to provide some clues. Cool. Cool. Okay. So, what about the data slate that I got? Can Pascal take a look at it? No. My appearance has caused a slight disturbance in the ranks of the servants of the Omnissiah assigned to the palace. Analysis of the performance of rituals and maintenance litanies has produced a satisfactory result. Okay. So I'm guessing that maybe only on the bridge with my personal cogitator I can look at that. Okay, I don't know where the guy is. Am I blind? Because the game is showing me her. Oh, there he is. Never mind. The slender figure, clad in robes made from expensive fabric, shudders from violent coughing. Pressing a gilded respirator to his face, the man takes several deep breaths. Achilles, it's been many moons. I hope your cousin is feeling well. I think now that probably I didn't even need him in a party, because he just comes here. Achilles covers his burnt lips, trying and failing to suppress a coughing fit. She is in good health. She sends her regards to you, as well as her wishes for your swift return. Heinrich frowns. For as long as the stars shine in the sky, my vigil continues. So it does. Achilles thumbs himself in the chest with his augmented hand. You hear the clanging of metal against metal. Logic succeeded. I'm not so foolish as to fail to notice a conversation in code. Your insight deserves credit, Rogue Trader. Then again, I expected nothing less from Theodora von Valancius' successor. Heinrich looks at Achilles. Allow me to introduce Achilles Calendar properly. In addition to his duties as secretary of the he's a spy. Of the administratum, he acts as an agent of the Golden Throne under my aegis. Master's Calendar was transferred into my remit by a colleague who is engaged in other matters in the Cronus Expanse. I am sure you will find Achilles' service useful, especially when dealing with the schemes of humanity's foes within the borders of your own protectorate. Greetings, Lord Cordam von Valancius. Allow me once again to express my deepest condolences on the loss of Lady Theodora. I will do everything I can to track down and destroy all of Conrad Voigtvir's accomplices on the capital world. Okay. So first of all, do you know anything about what has become of Conrad Voigtvir? The former Master of Whispers is a heretic and a traitor to the dynasty. Achilles nods grimly. Word of his treason reached Dargonus too late. Conrad came to the planet and left it almost immediately once he had sown discord in the minds of the gullible and naive. The worst of the rumors he started was that you were the one responsible for Lady Theodora's sudden demise. Of course, your loyal subjects did their best to skin alive any who showed signs of doubt. But it seems unlikely that the Wardens got to everyone who was allowed doubt into their heart and now nurtures it in secret. Okay, this seems like the main option. Let's look at this before. What are your responsibilities here? Officially, I am a secretary at this world's administrative department. Less officially, I am afraid I can't disclose that even to you. In short, I collect and investigate reports of heresy taking root on upstanding planets of humanity. Above all else, I am concerned about the Xenos threat that hangs over the entire Cronus expanse, including your protectorate. Sadly, my mission was complicated by the recent warp disturbances. I am still trying to re-establish contact with many of my agents. Tell me about Xenos. The residents of the local systems are no strangers to skirmishes with enemies of humanity. But recently, the loathsome beasts seem to have completely fallen off the handle. We're receiving reports from ships that made it through the warp to Dargonus. Both they and the colonies that they departed from are being attacked. We have identified the breed of Xenos that pose this threat, the Drukhari. Humanity's ancient and insidious foes. Be vigilant on your travels. The Xenos will undoubtedly attack a rogue trader's ship should they find the circumstances to be in their favor. Unfortunately, in the host of humanity there are those who are willing to grovel before our enemies in the hopes of a valuable reward. You may be interested to know that we are on the trail of such heretics. Achilles glances at the data slate. Overwhelming evidence indicates that a marauded void station in Landgren's belt, didn't I go there already, is being used as a base by a band of pirates who are not above dealing with Xenos. I was unable to persuade the Chancellor of the need to dispatch a ship there, but perhaps you would like to pay a courtesy call to those scoundrels yourself. About your unofficial work. Achilles' amber eyes flash with interest. Yes. Whom do you truly serve? The rogue trader or the interrogator of the Inquisition? Achilles quickly glances at Heinrichs. And whom does the rogue trader serve? The Golden Throne? The Protectorate? Could it be that one stems from the other? And if so, is there any sense in discussing it? Okay, that's a deflection, but okay. I want a list of all your engines and the means to contact them. I can understand your desire as a rogue trader to have everything under your control, and yet I am not at liberty to make use of classified information related to the interrogator's agents in whatever way I see fit. Achilles lowers his gaze and nods politely. Heinrich lets out a sigh of disappointment. There is no point in pressing my agents. None of them would ever reveal such vital information, especially not in my presence. Okay, I have learned all that I wanted to. Do you know anything about the Cult of the Final Dawn? My knowledge is deplorably limited, your lordship. All my attention has been focused on tracking Xenos activity. I am certain that Master Van Kellogg's can tell you much more about those heretics than I. The scars on your face, what happened? He coughs. 5 years ago, there was an accident. Several tanks of promethium exploded in the storehouse at my estate, and I was buried alive under the rubble. The Emperor preserved my soul, and the skilled physicians of Dargonus saved my body, except for my lungs, with which I had to part. I presume the incident was an attempt on my life, but the identity of whoever was behind it remains a mystery. Okay, so yeah, you promised me a report on the present state of affairs in the Protectorate. I have already forwarded all official reports to your Seneschal. As for the conversation we're having right now, I wouldn't trust any paper or data slate with its contents. You see, Lady Theodora, may the Emperor have mercy on her soul, was perfectly aware of Dargonus' political environment. You, however, have only just arrived on the capital world, and I thought it would be best to bring you up to speed. Frankly, the nobles of Dargonus, much like nobles on most worlds, are akin to spiders in a jar, name drop, ready to pounce on whoever is the weakest, or whomever they deem to be the weakest. The nobles of Dargonus are well respected, rich, and powerful individuals who hold Lady Theodora's favor for many years and found ways to rise above the rest by diligently serving the rogue trader. Every family pursues its own selfish interests, and each one expects that with the transition of power, they will retain and even add to their lands and wealth. The families I would recommend giving particular attention to are the Drivestems, the Gapraks, and the Sourbacks. I should also mention the Werserians, not a noble house per se, but a family that was part of Lady Theodora's inner circle, to the Blue Blood's great displeasure. Okay, so tell me about the Drivestems. The Drivestems are the ancient governor house of Dargonus. Predictably, the greater the wealth of the von Valancius Protectorate, the fuller their coffers grow. Their reputation is flawless except for one detail. We have evidence that urban Drivestem's rivals seem to have the misfortune of regularly falling victim to Xenos raids. I find that these attacks are always a little too advantageous for the Drivestems, but we lack solid proof, and it might never surface. I see. The closer an official is to a rogue trader, the braver and safer they feel. I would just like to remind everyone that rubbing shoulders with Xenos is a heresy that can be overlooked only in the case of the von Valancius heir, not his servant. Okay, and what makes the Gapraks special? The Gapraks hail from a remote forge world, and among their distant relatives, there are many servants of the Omnissiah, and the house itself is close to the cult of the Adeptus Mechanicus. Both in spirit and in their business connections. The Gapraks oversaw the industrial shipments within your protectorate, until recently. Ever since the astropathic communication with Kiavagamo was severed, they've been quite concerned about the security of the planet placed in their care. Okay, so nothing special, right? What can you tell me about House Sourback? Religious and hardworking. The Sourbacks own many enterprises, including distillation manufactorums that produce probithium. I must note that lately, members of the Sourback family have been prone to overly liberal statements about the von Valancius dynasty. They believe that Lady Theodora is a bit too keen to leave her world without proper oversight. And the Werserians? The Werserians are a line founded by Lady Theodora's seneschal, and as such are nominally considered nobility, at least from the standpoint of the Imperial Navy from which Lord Abelard hails. On Dargonus, however, their position is precarious. Firstly, they never were granted an official title, a process which has been impeded for decades by the old houses of Dargonus, and secondly, the other families do not see them as equals, but more as upstarts clinging to the rogue traders' favor. The Werserians are responsible for the capital world's fleet and the majority of the cargo shipments on domestic routes. Okay. After hearing all that, I now feel the urge to have every one of those... No. Enough about the nobles. Was there anything else you wanted to report? There was, your lordship, and this time it concerns the main reason for my presence on this planet. Xenos and the threat they pose both to you and to humanity as a whole. The last few moments have been difficult for the people who report to me. My eyes and ears scattered throughout the Chronos expanse. Warp disturbances, astropaths overcome with madness, ships disappearing in the immaterium. Many of my observers and contacts have gone dark or have been killed by some calamity or other. Still, I managed to establish communication with some key individuals who were able to warn me about upcoming threats, including Xenos raids. Achilles looks you in the eye without blinking. It is within my power to supply you with intelligence on where and when the Xenos will strike next. I do not doubt that Governor Drivestem will beg you for protection against the Xenos, and in this fight, the information from my contacts will serve you well. I beseech you, Cordumt, if I ever report a threat looming over a ship or a planet, do not dismiss it. Sometimes it takes an intervention from the rogue trader and his mighty void ship to avert a disaster. Okay, so I must take my leave? Achilles bows. According to the message I received a few minutes ago, Governor Drivestem has arrived at court. I imagine that the Chancellor is already prepared to arrange the meeting. All that's left is to notify her that you are ready to see Urband. Alright. So, I would like to get Mr. Pascal back in my party right now, but I don't think I have the chance for it. Your Lordship, Clementia bows her head politely. For a Chancellor to a rogue trader, she is dressed rather simply. A parade double, polished boots, and a comfortable cloak. She bears a saber in a gilded scabbard, whether for show or protection one could not say. Only a ring with a Werserian coat of arms indicates that she is of the highest social stratum. The Governor is waiting on the periphery of the palace. Please let me know when you would like to see him. Awareness test failed. Damn it. So, these tests are personal only. That's good to know for future playthroughs. Clementia is different from most nobles, not just in the way she's dressed, but in her bearing too. Although, judging by the scars visible on her skin, at least some part of her education took place on a battlefield, rather than within the secure confines of a lyceum. What are your responsibilities as the Chancellor? To put it simply, I am your trade representative. Any and all decrees, deals, official communication and meetings are first reviewed by me and then forwarded to you from you down the hierarchy. My purview also includes overseeing your lordship's property, the palace, the estates, the many gardens and other domains on Dargonus that you have inherited from Lady Theodora. and wherever you are present on Dargonus, consider me your personal secretary. What can you tell me about Dargonus? All deals and important decisions are made here in the capital. Many years ago, an ancestor of Lady Theodora signed an agreement with the Adeptus Administratum, which allowed for efficient management of the world and the neighboring systems. In accordance with the decree, a share of the planet's population was assigned to the Administratum and converted into servitor scribes. They now toil across the entire world. Dargonus is also the seat of several noble families who run all of the major planets in the Protectorate. If I may express my not-so-humble opinion, they care very little about who exactly stands at the helm. Those piranhas think about their own profits just as much as they do about the prosperity of the Protectorate itself, if not more. And lastly, Dargonus has its own fleet, a luxury unavailable to the vast majority of other worlds in your realm. In addition to warships, the Protectorate also employs privateer ships, which are used to transport cargo between worlds. Does the capital stay in contact with the other worlds in the Protectorate? Unfortunately, not at this time, your lordship. After the few representatives of the Adeptus Astra Telepathica on Dargonus went into a frenzy, some of the Psychers were tragically pacified by the respective authorities. Since then, communication with the neighboring systems has been unreliable at best. Thanks be to the Master of Mankind that you managed to find your way to the capital. Okay, yeah, so if the noble houses are so volatile, what sense is there in keeping them? Over the many centuries, an intricate hierarchy was formed within the ruling elite of Dargonus. The great houses do more than plunder your treasury. It is replenished to a large degree thanks to their administrative work and their lands. Naturally, you can get rid of anyone whom you consider surplus to requirements, but right now, it could threaten the fragile stability that is currently holding the Protectorate together. Are there any other issues that we should be aware of? Apart from the disrupted communications, Dargonus was recently raided by enemies of humanity. However, the fleet, under the command of Captain Martius Werserian, triumphed over the accursed Xenos. If you ask for my opinion on this matter, we have the situation completely under control. Okay. Oh, but now Cassie can also intervene. What the hell? That's strange. You catch her avoiding your gaze for just a moment. For the first time. It's obvious that Clementia is looking out for her house's good name. But despite the confidence in her tone, you can tell that she does not entirely believe her own words. Tell me about Governor Drivestam. Urban Drivestam is a well-respected man, and not just on Dargonus, but throughout the Protectorate. For many centuries, his house has supported the capital's administration and the logistics between the von Valancius systems. The Drivestam's efforts secured years of order and prosperity for Dargonus. What's more, Lady Theodora personally insisted that Lord Urban specifically be made the next governor. Interesting. There must be a reason for this. Thank you for the report, Chancellor. I serve the von Valancius Protectorate, your lordship. Achilles' calendar, does it cause any problems? Why, not at all, your lordship. Secretary Scalander is an outstanding individual and a loyal servant of the von Valancius dynasty. In Lady Theodora's absence, we collaborated on a number of issues related to the well-being of your domain, and he has proven himself quite capable. And, I don't know why, but even the governor trembles before Achilles, which is unusual for a man of his, shall we say, standing. The last word brings a slight smile to her lips. Okay, so tell them that I'm ready to see the governor. Clementia bows before leaving. I shall arrange for him to be escorted to your study. Governor Urban Drivestam. Cordam von Valancius, 20th in his line, rogue trader, keeper of the Sacred Warrant, and ruler of the Cronus Expanse from the Cranach system to the 100 Dreams Crossroads. I bid you welcome. Urban Drivestam, governor of this great world. First and foremost, please accept my deepest condolences. It will be difficult to recover from the loss of a woman as great as Theodora von Valancius. It pains me to think that she is no longer with us. The citizens of Dargonus and of the entire Protectorate grieve alongside you. Please allow us to declare half a year of mourning so that we can honor the memory of our beloved lady. Yeah, let's not dwell on death. Let's instead celebrate. There is no need. I am the new ruler of the Protectorate. Let my subjects rejoice at my arrival instead. The bewilderment causes the wrinkles on Drivestam's glossy face to soften. Your lordship, these are centuries-old traditions, sacred customs and rules. Okay. Do not forget who it is you serve, Urban drives him. If it is the rogue trader's wish not to have a morning ceremony, Abelard's voice grates unpleasantly, then so be it. Okay, he doesn't like it either. Perhaps the parvenu installed by Lady Theodora cares not for the sacred traditions of our founding ancestors. The governor gives a meaningful nod in Abelard's direction, but Cordam von Valancius is a descendant of the true children of Dargonus. It behooves the ruler of a world to honor its customs. Okay. I do honor traditions, Governor. Later, when things in my protectorate settle down, we will declare a mourning period. As you wish, your lordship, Drivestem bows his head. Esteemed Cordant, Lady Theodora was a strong leader and we ought to follow her example. Let us lean on our wisdom and persevere in spite of this tragedy, together. And let us carry on where she no longer can by leading the von Valancius Protectorate to even greater prosperity. Alas, it won't be an easy task to accomplish. Some time ago, the astropods of Dargonus, these are the guys that receive message, yeah, flew into a rage and they had to be subdued. We are gradually restoring our ability to speak with neighboring worlds, but the contacts are still weak, and the routes are tangled and no longer lead to the systems that the captains expect them to. Given that the vast majority of ships in the Dargonus Navy travel without relying on the service of navigators, without your engagement, the well-being of the von Valancius dynasty and billions of its subjects is presently at risk. So yeah, we know that he has, but let's ask him anyway. Conrad Voitvir, former Master of Whispers, is a heretic and a traitor. Has he shown his face on Dargonus? The governor pensively strokes the rings glittering on his fingers. Lord Voitvir visited the capital some time ago, but he did not request a personal meeting. A heretic, you say? Now I see where all the whispering in the corridors have come from. I shall be frank with you, your lordship. Lady Theodora's sudden death was a blow to every one of us, and the absence of any sort of verifiable and complete information about her successor gives grounds for all manners of rumors and misinterpretations. Especially if someone is deliberately inciting unrest and discontent. Naturally, none would dare challenge you by accusing you of something as sacrilegious as murdering a rogue trader. However, Conrad Voitvir was once a true boon to the Protectorate back in the day, and as such, some might heed his words. Okay, so we have three options here for iconoclast and stuff like that. Or, I couldn't care less about what people think of me, I am Theodora's successor whether they like it or not. Okay. Man, I love heretical. Publicly rip out the vocal cords and tongues of every slanderer and replace them with vox implants and sing the praises of rogue trader Cordam von Valancius without interruption. I should think that will serve as a reminder of who rules this world. Damn. Dogmatic. Subject all who dare to make heretical remarks about rogue trader to servitude in perpetuis. Machines aren't prone to dissidence. I love it as well. Iconoclast. My subjects' doubts are understandable. Too many things have changed in too short a span. I will prove myself worthy of my position. I will do this. Why, Cordamt, your desire is most commendable, but please do not forget. A ruler should never bow to their attendants, or some might see it as a show of weakness. What exactly do the Dargonus nobility expect from me in light of the loss of routes and communication with other worlds? We are all troubled by the fate of the agri-world Janus that supplied Dargonus and other planets with foodstuffs. Empty stomachs can drive even the mildest rebel to revolt. Furthermore, House Gaprak is perturbed by the loss of communication with the industrial world Kava Gamma, which is in their charge. But if you wish to know my opinion, the world that deserves your attention the most is the penal world Viabos 6, one of the key mining suppliers in your protectorate. Commerce succeeded, okay. Such intriguing concern for the Viabos 6 outpost. Doesn't your house happen to own the extraction stations there? Drivestem's beady eyes widen in fear. Your lordship, I beg of you, do not interpret my words as an attempt to influence your decisions in any way. You see, without Viabos 6, the manufactorums on your worlds will need to make haste to find new suppliers elsewhere and arrange for new shipments, and in these troubling times, they run the risk of delays and other most tragic mishaps. My only concern is for the prosperity of the von Valancius dynasty. I have already visited the agri-world Janus. Governor Viat found herself facing a number of problems in my absence. Truly, the Viat line is one of the oldest in the von Valancius Protectorate. If the inheritor of such well-respected blood could not handle whatever had befallen her, then the situation must have been extraordinary indeed. Yeah, let's not give him too much information. I don't know if I can trust this guy. I don't think I can. Vistenza Viet is no longer in charge of the world. She is dead. I have delivered Janice into more capable hands. Drivestem's eyes open wide. The Viet line is broken? Such horrible news. Oh, it will shake many who were connected to the Viets and who are used to the immunity that comes with our class. That does it for the planets and the trade routes. What else? Xenos, your lordship. I don't rightly know where to begin. He rubs the bridge of his nose warily. Otherworldly beasts are not an uncommon sight in the Cronus Expanse. They have been a menace to the world this side of the Maw for decades. But now those abominations are on the rampage. They show no signs of fear as they attack ships, either damaging them to the point where they become unfit for transport duty or outright gutting them. Only you have the power to stop this madness. We are in the process of restoring the astropathic choir of Dargonus. Luckily, we were forced to slay only some of the deranged psychers, although those that remain are as yet unable to transmit messages. I hope Master Scalander will keep his word and offer you his support in the war against the Xenos. According to his reports, the region of the Viabo 6 has been of particular concern in the last few cycles, which is all the more reason to discover the colony's fate as soon as possible. Blades in the Void. Now, to issues on a smaller scale. There is a certain degree of tension in the capital due to the unorthodox succession of the Sacred Warrant. Chances of uprising are minimal, of course, and the spreading of rumors is nothing but a sign of weakness of mind and spirit. Nonetheless, I have prepared a list of minor houses that have demonstrated unseemly discomposure at your succession. What is to be done about them? Okay, so eliminate people. Let's try not to go... Oh, wait, but do not threaten entire families? Hopefully these steps will be enough to keep the rest from causing any trouble. I care not what these hyenas are yapping behind my back. Arrangements for public purges. Jesus. Send the disgruntled nobles lavish gifts on my behalf and make sure that my generosity does not go unnoticed to the rest. Yeah, I'm not gonna bribe people that are speaking ill of me and spreading rumors. Let's eliminate the most prominent malcontents quietly, but do not threaten entire families. Once your lordship's wrath descends upon the guilty, have no doubt, there won't be a soul on Dargonus willing to share their fate. And one last thing, your lordship. Your inauguration as bearer of the Sacred Warrant is but a matter of time, and I would like to inquire about one crucial detail. I imagine you are intending to uphold the centuries-old tradition, bolstered by an equally long-lasting friendship, of being represented on Dargonus by one of the noble houses. I presume that, as before, this duty will be accorded to House Drivestem. I don't even know them. I know Abelard. One moment. Which houses can represent me at a ceremony? Any of the noble houses located on Dargonus. The Drivestem family, which I lead, the Gaprak family, with long ties to the Adeptus Mechanicus, the Sourbacks, known for their piety and diligence in service. Perhaps I should also mention the Werserians, who have some influence, but who are not actually of noble origin. Any one of these houses would be honored to represent you at the ceremony. Okay, so I will bestow this honor upon the Werserians. It's the ones I have the most trust in, with Abelard. Abelard turns to you and bows respectfully. Lord Captain, to accompany you at such a critical hour is the greatest honor for the Werserian bloodline. Have no fear, we will not fail you. Drivestem tosses Abelard a look that lacks even the smallest shred of respect. Forgive my boldness, but I must remind you that the Werserians, whose lineage traces back to a navy officer, are not of the Dargonus nobility. Such decisions may have adverse effects on your subjects' loyalty, your lordship. Drivestem's face breaks into a bitter smile. I shall immediately relay your commands, most gracious rogue trader. Thank you for your time. Tell me about yourself and House Drivestem. It would be my pleasure to enlighten you. My house is the... This question should come before I choose the family, by the way. It would be my pleasure to enlighten you. My house is the oldest and most respected on Dargonus. My ancestors walked side by side with yours for many generations as they cared for this world's welfare. Our duty is to supervise the governing bodies within the systems subservient to you, and we are responsible for the Protector's logistics and economic stability. As for me personally, I am a humble servant of the Emperor and a loyal subject of the Rogue Trader. And, to my great pleasure, I had the honor of calling myself Lady Theodora's close friend. At Urban's last words, Abelard lets out a sound that could be interpreted as either a snort or a cough. Urban gives him a look, which Abelard meets with an expression of utter nonchalance. So Abelard doesn't really like him very much. That will be all, I take it. Thank you for your time, your lordship. Since duty calls, I shall take my leave. May the Emperor's grace be with you. Alright. So... Reclaim what was lost is updated. Blades in the Void. The worlds of the Von Valancius Protectorate are being terrorized by enemies of humanity, Xenos carrying out rapid strikes on colonies and trading vessels. The Rogue Trader must prevent any further plundering of the dynasty's holdings and launch a counterattack. Forge a path to Viabo 6. According to Achilles' calendar, the Xenos raids may have struck the penal world of Viabo 6. This report requires further investigation. Okay. Oh, and how is this one looking? Ah, okay. So there was that option for the ceremony. Does this mean I'm still gonna have it, or what? I want to talk to this guy again. Okay. I was checking if he had... any dialogue, given that we dealt with that those pirates in that system that I forget the name, Lambert's Belt, something like that. I must take my leave. Okay, so the ceremony is not actually for right now, apparently. So what, are we leaving here? I suppose we are. Just double check. Wait, return to the oh, this must be on the other place then? Okay, so I'll go there. A new ruler seems to be done. No, this is not done, never mind. And this one is Kiavagam, okay. Then I suppose we're gonna make way to the Administratum. Administratum, something like that. Okay. Where is my ship? I guess over here? Or is it over here? No. Yeah. Let me just check if Argenta is doing something specific here. Since she's separate from the rest of them. Lord Imperium. Standing upon the altar is an ancient image of Saint Macarius. Its regal frame is covered in marks. The relic was claimed in a battle on a remote and forgotten world. Now, in the name of the Golden Throne we live and die, so we may protect his light from the obliterating darkness. Okay. And over here lies another altar. The plaque lists the names of each rogue trader to have led the Von Valancius dynasty dating back to the day the capital world was founded. Alrighty. So, go back to the ship. We're gonna go to the other place. Oh. Terrible news from Dargonas, Lord Captain. The subsidiary hive city, Scipione 84-249, has been destroyed in a series of cascading failures. Production has halted and millions of people have broken their vows of obedience and are fleeing. Many of them are perishing in the wastelands and overloading transport lines leading to neighboring hives. The surrounding residential sectors are becoming increasingly agitated by the influx of refugees. What is your directive regarding the distribution of these refugees? So first of all, what is the cause of the catastrophe? It's still unclear. The noble houses are throwing the blame at one another. Agents of the venerable Achilles Calendar, stationed on that place, have died heroically while trying to save the population from this disaster. Their latest reports mention some vulnerabilities in the industrial sectors of the lower hive, but do not go into further detail. Additionally, all of your servants are currently busy with investigating the causes of the crisis, but are not doing anything to deal with its consequences. What say my advisors? The death of Achilles' agents troubles me. It may not be a coincidence. Until the causes of the disaster can be concretely established, I would avoid letting refugees into other hives. There may be saboteurs among them. I recommend setting up prohibitive cordons where the refugees can be contained in the wastelands between the hives. The Emperor bids us to face the often cruel strokes of fate with dignity. If the other hives do not wish to accept the unfortunate victims of this tragedy, then let the victims themselves teach those living in the hives a lesson in resilience and humility. I am sure that the Ecclesiarchy will aid the refugees in constructing camps to survive out in the wastelands and establish a community of proud desert-dwelling martyrs. Such harsh conditions will be crucible of fortitude and fearlessness, this tragedy a feat of spirit. You are crazy. The noble houses are trying to wash their hands of this. How predictable. And yet, it is their duty to see to it that the planet meets its tight obligation and brings glory and revenue to the treasury in your absence. Let the aristocrats take care of the refugees and make sure they don't stop until every last refugee has some task to fulfill. I think I like Abelard's approach. We will gain Blood of Scipione, Efficiency +1 in Wastelander's Prayer, and Security -1. Okay, I want to right-click to see what happens. The Rogue Trader gains +1 deflection and +3% hit chance. Interesting. Refugees from the Fallen Hive toil without rest to prove that they deserve the honor of serving the Protectorate. These servants have now been tasked with maintaining the Rogue Trader's equipment in perfect condition, and they do so with painstaking care. Deflection is always nice, the hit chance is always nice, but not that meaningful for my character. I'm mostly just buffing and giving commands. Argenta, Wastelander's Prayer, decreases enemy critical damage by 15%? That is strong. That is strong. I like that. And Heinrich's grants the Rogue Trader and their allies +2 momentum for each human enemy killed in battle. It's cool, but it's specific to humans. Which, I mean, I think most of the enemies are human, at least up to this point. But no. Losing security and that, I don't think it really matters that much. If I were to go for the role-playing aspect, I would go for this one. Getting the deflection and hit chance as well. But I think this one is the best, right? We have more efficiency and decreasing enemy critical damage by 15%. I think it's very useful because it's basically a buff to the entire party. Okay, Argenta, see to it that the Ecclesiarchy would not ignore the laments of the poor. He who dares to remain deaf to the pleas of the destitute shall be branded a traitor to the faith. Large labor settlements were set up around the ruins of Scipione 249, to where the refugees from the wastelands and neighboring hives have been rounded up. In the harsh wastelands scorched with industrial poison, with only a bare modicum of food and clean water, the settlement residents began the arduous and dangerous task of rebuilding their fallen home. Many of the Ecclesiarchy's priests sought to share in this burden with the poor souls, coming to their villages and preaching to them about the righteousness of hard work. Some pastors have even chosen to stay in the camps permanently, where the desert cults of Aconite martyrs have begun to gather around them, glorifying the Lord Captain for granting them the right to suffer for the glory of the God Emperor. Okay. So we also have projects here. 3 of them. So Restoration, a new hive city will be established on top of the ruins of Scipione 84249. Blocks these 2. We lose 1 provision? Or do we just need to have -1? We lose 1 profit factor, but we gain complacency, efficiency, and security for every single colony and 3 people. This sounds like a good thing to do. Okay, this one. Extasiums for the nobility. Palace extasiums will be constructed on top of the ruins for the aristocracy. The dead and the dying will fertilize the gardens and will ring these pleasure chambers. Oh my god. So, profit factor +2, complacency +2. Player character gains nobility's perfection feature. The rogue trader gains a +5 bonus to all their skills. Ah, this is nice. This is actually quite nice. It is quite nice. Not really necessary, but it is nice. And the Emporium. The surviving spine of that place will be rebuilt into a space elevator. It will be capped by an Emporium, accepting those ships that are too heavy to land on the surface. Oh. Wait. Oh no. Route cost -1. But what is this for? To reduce the danger or to create a new route? Profit factor goes up, security goes down. We get chemicals, weapons, efficiency, and mechanisms. These are not easy choices for me. Okay, I will have to think about this. I mean, I even have the other one that I have to think about as well. This one here, I still haven't given it much thought. Okay, I think I'm gonna leave that for the next episode. And I think I might as well just end the episode here. I would rather go to the Administratum in a fresh episode. And if I have time and patience for it, I will try to look over the projects, both for Dargonus and for my other colonies, and decide which ones I want. And if I can do that at the start of the next episode, I'm gonna do it for every single colony and just be done with that. And then we're gonna go there. Okay, that's my plan. So, as always, my friends, this will be the end of the episode. Thank you so much for being here with me in the channel, watching some Rogue Trader. If you have questions, suggestions, anything like that, leave a comment below. If you are enjoying the content, consider subscribing for more. Many more videos coming out soon, and I hope to see you all in the next episode. Until then, stay safe, everyone.